You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Sylving Reforged. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! And there was that time I went through her closet and wore her clothes and wig to dress up as her. She could not stop laughing in her chair and took pictures with her old Polaroid camera. I was pretty silly back then, but a lot of the strange things I did were for her. I just wanted to make her laugh. I miss her. It isn't long before I've polished off the last of the pie, a full stomach and the lingering taste of cinnamon really helping to wake me up. I lean back in my chair and take a moment to relax. It was really good, but I feel like I could still eat some more. I've snapped back to attention as the door bursts open, Mikkel nearly slamming it behind him as he barges in. Hello. You are awake and out of your bedroom. Splendid. Hi. Yes, good morning. I'm sorry for the delay. This should have been all worked out yesterday, but I was simply swamped with work. He's full of an odd energy, but the bags under his eyes tell a different story. He looks outright exhausted. I can see him teetering on the spot. Did he get any sleep last night? I got behind on my paperwork, and my elder brother gave me such a scolding. So much to do. So many transfers from Varm and call to document for the hunt. He pulls out the chair across from me, then crashes into it as he takes a seat, not even skipping a beat. Varm and Called are the countries to the south and west of us. Our duchy shares a border with them. He gestures kind of wildly, in what I can only assume is a southward or westerly direction. So many more than last year. Usually I can pass the work off to others, but this year... Mikkel? Oh, all caught up. After that, I finally had time to fabricate a flawless background for you. He again just kind of sits there, fur bristling with manic, tired energy. Are you okay? I'm fantastic! Ah! He almost leapt across the table there, now standing over me and strained to silence, the corners of his wild grin twitching. To be asked by a Sylving about my well-being. What an honor. But let's move forward. I have completed your documentation. He snatches up his satchel and digs out a small scroll, unrolling it on the table. Mostly. Mostly? When possible, we should use information that is true to life. Okay. Were you always missing a shirt? Wait, that's not important. What's important is to show you this. I wanted to go through it with you. You see, if we blend truths about you into the document, it will make it easier for you to memorize. I see. Sounds like a good idea. So where should we start? He reaches into his satchel and pulls out a bottle of ink and a quill. He readies himself to write while pulling the document back to his side of the table. Let us begin with your date of birth. Month and day, please. April 17th. Your kind must use different names for the months, but I do remember reading the word April in this strange, thin book I found during one of my many expeditions. It had detailed illustrations and grids with numbers inside. I had surmised it to be some kind of logbook, but a calendar makes much more sense. Tell me, what season is this April? Spring? Then let's say it's the month of Burke. And your age? I'm 25. Ah, so you're just a year older than myself, meaning your kind can age. How fascinating. His feathery pen flutters around as he fills in the blanks. Do you perhaps have a mate? A mate? Your lover. Oh, well, come on, man, mate. I mean, maybe if you're in, like, I guess Australia or something, because he speaks English. Like, he's from, like, maybe America, I guess? Most people probably know what the word mate means. If it's not friend, it's probably your companion or partner. Seriously. Your lover. A woman to whom you are betrothed or are already wed to. Nope, I'm still single. I haven't even been with a guy in a while. I cover my mouth as I realize what I just said. I don't know yet what they think of same-sex partners in this world, but Mikkel doesn't even flinch, keeping his nose to the paper as he scribbles away. Maybe he didn't hear me say that. And done. He blows over the fresh ink, picking up the paper and scrutinizing his penmanship before offering it to me. You need to let the ink dry first, but this will serve as your official safe conduct. Safe conduct? Yes, the papers that prove you are who you claim to be. With this, you should have no trouble if anyone asks about your background or if they need identification. I'll be making a copy to register you within our records as well. I did thorough research and decided that the best choice for you is to be from Schallenhof. It is a beautiful place that borders the sea, with mountains and great vistas. It is in the far northeast, and the village is small. It's distant enough that it won't be suspicious that you don't know all our local customs. A lion couple of moderate status moved there decades ago. People rarely travel there, and little is known about them, which is perfect for us. Almost ashamed that there isn't much cultivation there, which is why so few live in Schallenhof. But that'll help you pretend to be their child. After all, he lets out a big yawn as he hands the roll of paper to me. Is there anything you would like to add? So this is my fake ID. Just a piece of paper with some text and a wax seal to the right. There's not that much written on it. I guess the registration system's pretty simple. I can only trust that this is enough, but I know nothing about the Schallenhof and what it's like. I should probably be prepared if someone asks about it. Could you tell me more about... I nearly dropped the scroll, looking up to see that Mikkel... Well, you're really going to be looking down. See that Mikkel was just passed right onto the table, already breathing slowly and peacefully. He must have really struggled to stay awake till now. Can't imagine how much trouble he'd be in if he's caught forging documents. I'm not sure how bad it is to use a family stamp to fake an ID, but it's got to be pretty serious. Click now. There we go. Despite the risk, he's still doing it for my sake. With how much he's trying to make up for his mistakes, I should be a little nicer to him from now on. I look at the document again. I need to memorize the basics before I go outside. My name here is Aron Sondre. My parents are now Bjorn and Anna Sondre. I'm a traveler from Schallenhof. I feel bad using someone else's last name, but it's only temporary. I don't plan on doing anything while I'm here, so I hope they don't mind me borrowing it. The seal has attached a little strip of fabric to the document, and there's some sort of symbol on the wax. That must be Mikkel's family crest. It's the only thing that makes this scroll look legit. I hear the door open behind me, and when I look up, I see Agnar enter with a parcel in hand. I wave at him to get his attention, then point at Mikkel while holding a finger to my lips. The wolf gives me a curious look, then notices the unconscious fox. He smirks knowingly, sighing and shaking his head. Closing the door quietly behind him, he leads me back up to the bedroom. Once inside, Agnar closes the door gently. I guess he didn't get much sleep again. He was a bit out of it before he kissed the table. It really looked like he needed the sleep. That's not uncommon for him. Whenever he found a new trinket from your world, he would lock himself away in his study for days at a time, fixated on puzzling it out. His fevered excitement would always leave him exhausted, but I would always make sure he at least remembered to eat. Does he do that often? More often than you would think, trust me. Did the two of you talk about your new background? Yeah, we went through the registration paper he put together. Good. Then we're already making progress. He hands me a limp twine wrapped parcel. 1 second now. Hair out of my... fuck you, hair. Piece of shit. They had these in stock, and were the closest to your measurements. I requested for the finest material for you, so hopefully they should be comfortable. They may be simple, but this is very common clothing for us. More importantly, it's clean. Thank you. I can't wait to try them on. Then I'll give you your privacy again. I look down at the parcel and notice that my claws are already threatening to pierce clean through the clothes inside. Wait, could you help me with something first? Of course. What can I do for you? Carefully putting my bundle of new clothes on the bed, I hold out my hand so Agnar can see the fresh set of finger knives I've got. I need to clip these claws. Oh, that's... He gives pause, clearing his throat before speaking again. I must apologize. Hearing a lion request that sort of thing caught me off guard. Felines take great pride in their claws, and go to great lengths to maintain their sharpness. Why would you want to cut them? They keep getting stuck to my clothes and tearing holes in them. If I don't trim them down, I'll just end up ruining my new ones, too. Don't Sylvings have claws? We don't exactly have claws. We call them nails. They're mostly flat and not sharp at all. Some people grow theirs longer, but even then they're nowhere near as sharp as this. They also crack pretty easily because they're so thin, so most of us prefer to keep them short. That sounds terrifying. I can't imagine what having nails must be like. I can see why you would have trouble getting used to having claws if they're really so different. Agnar steps close, looking a bit curious, and offers a hand. May I see them? I hold a hand out, and he takes a gentle hold of it. He studies the back of it intently before flipping it back over and inspecting the pad. He thumbs at the dull backside of one of my claws. It's a strange sensation, but not a painful one. Have you tried retracting them? I didn't know I could. I'm still figuring out this body. Could you try for me? I sort of feel around inside my hand, squeezing the digits of one hand and the other, looking for new things to move. I stretch and flex my fingers, trying to find our trigger or any mechanism to deactivate my claws. but I just end up wiggling my fingers around a bit like while Agnar analyzes them. He leans in a bit closer, still inspecting my hand with a sure hold. His hand practically engulfs mine, being twice the size, his dark pads contrasting my pink ones. His grip moves down a couple of my fingers, giving a squeeze at each knuckle before reaching my palm. His pads are firm and rough on the outside, but I can feel warmth from them when he presses in the middle of my hand. Agnar lets my hand slip from his, breathing out in resignation. If you can't retract them, then I suppose it can't be helped. It's best we cut them down a little then, at least until you get used to them. Some would see doing this as kind of a shame, though. Your claws are in pristine condition. Pristine or not, it would be more of a shame if I tore apart my new clothes on the first day. That is true. Besides, who would I even impress? It's not like I know anyone here besides you and Mikkel. I'll take safe claws over pretty ones any day. You'll meet others soon, but point taken. Just don't mention your claws to Lord Mikkel. He'll probably bombard you with questions about why you can't control them and end up studying your paws for hours. Agnar moves to the vanity, searching through the drawers. There should be a set of clippers in here somewhere. While he keeps looking, I feel around the inside of my hand again, seeing if I can retract the claws at all, flexing my fingers open and closed. Open. Close. Nope, still poking out. Ah, here we go. He pulls out an odd-looking pair of scissors, then places something small and lumpy on the table. It's decorated with a floral pattern on the side, making it clear these are likely one of the fancier sets. Please, have a seat. He gestures to the stool and I settle into it. How do you usually trim your nails? How do you usually cut them? I mean, nails are pretty simple. I usually just cut them down to the fingertip, leaving a little left at the top. The wolf visibly shudders at that, looking like I'd said something truly gruesome. Hey, what? I cannot do that. What? I cannot do that to you. Cutting them down on the fingertip is nothing but a way of torture. Does it really sound that bad? I know you'd think it's unusual, but not to that extent. I guess it'd be if someone were to cut their nail all the way into the pink parts. I would be squeamish too if I had to do that. Well, how would you normally do yours, Agnar? Us wolves prefer to keep them sturdy when we shorten them. We don't use our claws to fight, and we're not built for more delicate work, so we keep them blunt and rounded. That way they don't get stuck on things, but they are still long enough to help with gripping. Sounds good to me. Can't let these dangerous weapons hurt any more innocent clothing. Then let's go with that. Give me the claws of a wolf. He smirks, holding back a chuckle with a grunt. He drops to one knee on the floor in front of me. His expression focuses as he reaches for my hand. He takes a steady hold of it, my fingers held securely in place. He leans in for his first cut, before pulling the clippers back and glancing up at me. Pay close attention to what I'm doing so you can trim them yourself next time. You need to learn everything you can about taking care of yourself. I sit up straighter to lean over. He moves my hand so that the both of us can get a clear view of it. Resting the blade on my index claw, he snips at an angle on either side of it. He cuts straight across, leaving a clean edge. The snap of the scissor is a bit louder than expected. I can feel it through my bones. It doesn't hurt, but it certainly feels different than cutting my regular nails. Excuse me. His movements are careful and controlled, moving from one claw to the next down the line. Cutting it from my index to my pinky finger, he turns my hand to the side, taking a careful hold of my thumb's knuckle. Thumb claws are a little bit difficult to cut. They're usually sturdier and wider than the others, so be careful when you do this the first few times. I'll try to remember that. My nose twitches as it picks up on something. I hadn't noticed it before, but there's this scent coming from him. Pine and mint and a kind of earthy aroma. Reminds me of the forest. It honestly suits the masculine image of this big wolf. Being so close, I take the time to have a better look at him while he's focusing intently on my hands. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!